if they give the displacement as a function of cos, first of all, you have to remember that it is like y is equals to a sine omega t plus pi by 2. A sine omega t plus pi by 2 is nothing but pi by 2 plus omega t. Sine pi by 2 plus omega t is nothing but cos omega t. Means generally our reference is y is equals to a sine omega t nana when it is started from mean position in oscillations. Suppose this is the oscillation of a particle and it is the mean position. Okay. From the mean position, suppose a particle starts. Okay. When the particle starts from mean position, initial phase means epoch, we say it as 0 degrees now. Okay, or 0 radians. For that particle only, we use this formula y is equals to a sine omega t. But here the given equation is like y is equals to a sine omega t plus pi by 2. Plus pi by 2 means already it has some phase, initial phase pi by 2. Mean position to extreme position, here the phase angles if you measure, at mean position we say initial phase is 0 and at extreme position initial phase we say it is pi by 2. Means one extreme is pi by 2, other extreme is 3 pi by 2 and mean positions are 0 and again it comes while oscillating, that is pi, and again it comes, that is 2 pi and so on. These are all multiples of pi by 2. These are all mean positions are multiples of pi. Okay, odd multiples of pi by 2. Natural number, sorry, this is in the form of n pi. That is in the form of 2n minus 1 into pi by 2. Okay, so you got phi is equals to pi by 2 means your major problem, it is started from extreme position. Initial phase is pi by 2. Initially it is started from extreme position. Initially started from extreme position. Look at here. In this oscillation, since y is given as a cos omega t, it is started from extreme position. And here find the time taken to get a displacement of a by 3 means here from extreme position to get a displacement of a by 3 means it traveled a distance of a by 3. Okay. Then in this equation y is equals to a cos omega t, where y is the displacement measured from mean position. Here generally we do the mistake. Okay, y is the displacement measured from mean position to the position. Okay, after traveling a distance of a by 3 along this straight line, it is the displacement of particle when it is started from extreme position. The y in the equation we have to measure from mean position. This is not a by 3. So mean to extreme position, I think you know, this is called as the maximum displacement on one side, that is the amplitude. So mean position to that position after taking a displacement of a by 3, it is 2a by 3 now. That's why if you substitute a by 3 here, you will get wrong answer. So why we have to substitute it as 2a by 3, then you will get here this is 2 by 3. Then the answer is not cos inverse 1 by 3, that is cos inverse 1 by omega into cos inverse 2 by 3. Same question. If I ask y is equals to a sine omega t, it is the displacement of particle. Find the time taken to get a displacement of a by 3 means it will be easier question compared to the previous one. Okay, this is y is equals to a sine omega t, he gave means. Here it is started from mean position. Why? Because it is a function of sine. Started from mean position and displacement is a by 3. Whereas in the equation y, we have to measure from mean position. From mean position also the value of y is a by 3. So directly you can substitute in this case a by 3 is equals to a sine omega t, and whatever you told previous answer, what the t is equals to 1 by omega into cos inverse 1 by 3 is the answer. Okay, so while solving the numericals, take care what he has given there. Okay, is it a cos function or sine function? Okay, cos function is dangerous now. The displacement of particle is not equal to the displacement what we measure from mean position. This is basic concept. Why? Because while writing this equation only in the phase reference circle, we have to take the initial the displacement of a particle from mean position we measure now. So in the derivation, y is the displacement from mean position. Okay, that is equals to the displacement of particle, and no trouble at all when it is started from mean position. And it is not equal to the displacement of particle when it is started from extreme position. Okay, related to the concept of phase difference. Okay, when two particles are executing SHM, okay, and I am asking after how much time they will again come into the same phase. Here, how to apply this formula, the phase difference between the two phase angles. Okay, to get what? The time taken. Okay, that one, suppose if I ask one question, you can understand. Okay, suppose here the two particles executing SHM. Okay, like you take simple pendulum, you can understand very easily. Suppose this is one simple pendulum, and this is another simple pendulum with different time periods at the same place. Time period will be different for a simple pendulum only when the length is changed. Okay, at the same place. Suppose if I ask, the length of first pendulum is 100 centimeters, length of second pendulum is 121 centimeters. Okay, both are started from the mean position. Happy, both are started from mean position, means phi1 equals to 0, phi2 equals to 0. Okay, so here phi2 minus phi1 becomes 0 in the phase difference, delta theta, in this formula. Okay, so here the delta theta, since both are started from mean position, okay, then I can write delta theta is equals to straight away like omega 1t minus omega 2t or omega 2t minus omega 1t. That is the difference now. Bigger minus smaller, we try to write there. Okay, so straight away I write. And here both are oscillating in the same direction. Okay, both started their oscillation in the same direction. Means initially the phase difference, since both are started from mean position, the phase difference at t is equals to 0. If you put here, okay, this phase angle becomes 0. That phase angle also becomes, I think you are following. First one, theta 1, I have to write omega 1t plus phi 1 now. Both are started from mean position. Phi 1 equals to 0. Yet before starting, at t is equals to 0, I am getting theta 1 0. And here in the same way, theta 2 also 0. So initially delta theta equals to 0 already. Okay. My intention is here delta theta, I already told it is 2n pi equals to 0. Where n is, here you can write 0, 1, 2, 3, so on, I told here. If I put n is equals to 0, you will get this is equals to 0, this whole term. That equals to 0 means already 0 condition is over. That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's why initially we should not put here in this formula n equals to 0. Why? Because before starting already they are maintaining a phase difference of 0. So that condition already over. So here delta theta you can write by putting 0, 0, comma by putting 1, 2 pi, by putting 2, 4 pi. Likewise, we have to write. This condition is already over now. So he is asking when they are started from mean position. The question is after here while oscillating. Of course, simple pendulum means condition for small oscillations. Small oscillations here. After how much time again they will come into the same phase? Okay. After how much time? Minimum time he is asking. Means first time after starting their oscillation, first time they come into the second phase. Not second time, not third time, not fourth time. Many times they will come into the same phase. First time they come into the same phase. Means I have to take the condition what? 2 pi. So delta theta here I take it as 2 pi is equals to omega 2 minus omega 1 into t. First time it will be the minimum time. Okay, then you can find out what will be that minimum time. Simple omega means, so in case of simple pendulum, this is root of g by L minus root of g by L, either L1 or L2. Okay, whichever bigger, that one I write here, difference. Okay, into t, minimum. Okay, you will get the answer here now. Root g value, if I take root g common, root g is approximately equals to pi. So root g pi, if I cancel, then t is equals to, I will get root of L2 difference 1 by root of L1 into t. From this you will get the answer now. Okay, time in seconds here to find out. I have to take the lengths in here, what meters per second. So it is 1 meter, that is length in meter. This is 1.21 meter. Substitute, Nana, you will get 1 by root of 1.21 means 1.1. Difference, this is 1 by root of 1 is 1 into t. Actually, this is bigger value, Nana. So I have to write 1 minus 1 by 1.1 into. You will get the answer here. That is 2 into 1.0.1 by 11, 1 by 11, 2 into 11. T is equals to 22 seconds you are getting. So after how much time? Okay, minimum time. First time they come into the same phase. Okay, if you find second time in the same phase, directly multiplication of 2. So here this is 22 into 2, 44. Third time in the same phase into 3. Fourth time into the same phase. Likewise, you can say the answers now here for this question. Okay. And in this case, when they come into the same phase, first one completed how many number of oscillations? Means first pendulum. By the time 22 seconds, it completes how many number of oscillations and the other completes how many number of oscillations. Okay. If they ask, Nana, then here you can say in this time, okay, suppose it completes one oscillation, okay, then the time taken is equals to, I have to say t. Why? Because time taken to complete one oscillation is time period. If it completes 2 oscillations, I have to write it as 2t. If it completes n oscillations, I have to write it as nt. So in this time, first pendulum completes suppose n1 oscillations with a time period of t1. T is equals to n1 t1 I have to write. In the same way I can write here n2 t2. The time is equal. So which one you are asking? Why? Because already I found t is equals to 22. I am asking suppose n1. Okay, very simple. Then here I write 22. Okay, is equals to 22 equals to what I have to write on n1 into t1. T1 is 2 pi root of L by G. Okay, again root G and pi get cancelled. Both have almost equal values and 2 11s are here. So 11 is equals to n1 into root L1. Okay, root L1 is 1 meter. So N1 completed 11 oscillations. Okay. In the same way, you will get N2 also now. Okay. In the same way, if you cancel, here 11 is equals to N2 into root L2. Okay. So that is equals to root L2 is 1.21. That is 1.1. If you cancel, you will get N2 is equals to 10 oscillations. Okay. Likewise, you can find how many number of oscillations first one completed, how many number of oscillations the second one completed. You can solve like this. Okay. Problem. If they ask the number of oscillations here, Nana, okay, then I can say without finding out the time, okay, I can find out the number of oscillations, Nana. How can you say, sir? Simple, from this equation, T is equals to the time taken to complete there to come into the same phase. Condition is N1 T1. That is equals to, again it is also T, that equals to N2 T2. Okay. According to the condition, I can write N1 by N2 is equals to, N1 by N2 is equals to T2 by T1. Okay, which is nothing but root of L2 by L1. Why? Because you know in the time period formula 2 pi root of L by G, T is directly proportional to root 7. So from that you are getting N1 by N2 is equals to root of L2 by L1. L2 is 1.21 by L1 is actually 1.1 by 1. Okay. Here the shortcut is, since both are started from the same position in the same direction, okay, initial phase difference is 0. They will come into the same phase, okay, by maintaining a phase difference of 2 pi. By maintaining a phase difference of 2 pi means first time they will come into the same phase, okay, after starting, when the difference in the oscillations, not difference in the phase angles, 2 pi radians means equals to 1 oscillation. Okay, that is simple logic. So here the difference in the number of oscillations should be 1. Okay, why? Because the difference you are taking here 2 pi radians. 2 pi radians means the difference in the oscillations equals to 1. So the difference between these two should be 1. Already you know the ratio. Suppose if you write it as 11 by 10, multiplying with 10 the numerator and denominator, then without doing anything, straight away you are getting a difference is equals to N1 difference N2 is equals to 1. Okay. So exactly, if the difference between the two oscillations is equals to 1, then straight away you can write the answer. N1 is equals to 11, N2 is equals to 10. Okay. Likewise, we have to write Nana. Okay, it is a shortcut actually. Look at here, to find out the number of oscillations, first of all, we have to find out that time. After finding out that time, we have to find out N1 and N2. Okay, this is actually lengthy procedure. And this procedure is valid, okay, if you want that time, then it will be the shortcut. Okay, but to find out the number of oscillations, simple, if you see here, just in 2 steps, you are getting the answer. The number of oscillations of first is equals to how much? Number of oscillations of second equals to how much? Okay, this is the condition, Nana, right? Here, that is one shortcut to find out the. Okay, suppose 2 particles, both are oscillating, okay, in the same direction. He did not mention from where they start. Okay, so they start in the same direction. I don't know whether they are started from mean position or not, but what I know, the amplitude of oscillations same for the 2 oscillations, and the frequency or time period or angular velocity, all the 3 are interrelated. So angular velocities are equal, means time periods are equal, and the frequencies of oscillations are also equal. Okay, they are oscillating. Okay. While oscillating, Nana, here what will be the phase difference between the two oscillations if they ask? Okay. Here, problem is compared to the previous problem. Previous problem, there it is a bit clear. Why? Because both he said clearly, suppose they are simple pendulum or here on the straight line, clearly he mentioned both are started from mean position. So happily we put phi 1 is equal initial phase 0, phi 2, 0. But here problem is they are started from which position not mentioned at t is equals to 0. That's why what I have to write here, the y equals to, for the first particle, a sine, happily no need to write the omega 1 here, omega 1 t plus the phase angle I don't know, let it be phi 1. And y is equals to second particle, I have to write same amplitude a sine, same omega, that is also written as omega into t, plus it is started from which position not mentioned. Fine. Okay. And here, suppose if they meet at the same point, okay, after certain time, okay, mention like, means both are oscillating and they cross each other when they are moving in opposite directions, clearly opposite directions, okay. Each time means while oscillating, he did not say they start in opposite direction. He said what? While oscillating, okay, they cross each other. Suppose these are the mean positions. This is the mean position of first one. This is the mean position of second one. When the displacement is exactly a by 2, means from mean position, a by 2, they cross each other in opposite direction. Okay, they cross each other in opposite direction here at every instant. Okay, means after certain time. While crossing in opposite direction, every time the displacement from mean position is a by 2. Okay, then what will be the phase difference between the two, he asked. Both are started from the same time. Time will be same. Okay, if they ask, then very simple, Nana. He is saying that after certain time, same time, okay, the displacement of first particle or the displacement of second particle, in the formula we measure this y value from mean position. Luckily it is given as a by 2. Both are a by 2 while crossing each other. Both are a by 2 means in the first formula I substitute a by 2. Then I will get here omega t plus phi 1 is equals to, suppose this is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means generally we write 30 degrees. Pi by 6. Okay. And here again for the second one also I have to substitute a by 2. That is equals to a sine omega t plus phi 2. Here also I am getting 1 by 2. Then omega t plus phi by 2 is equals to, again if you put 30 degrees, I think it is wrong. Why? Because here, sir, both I got half, sir, that's why both are 30 degrees. If you say, problem is, both you took 30 degrees only from mean position, okay, phase angle. Both 30, making an angle 30 degrees means you are agreeing that both are traveling in the same direction. But clearly he mentioned both are crossing each other when their displacements are a by 2 in the same time. Okay, cross each other means one already, look at here, one already came to extreme position and again returned back. Came to extreme position and returned back means here it took more angle compared to this one. More angle means for the same a by 2, we have to say what will be the other angle. Okay, I think you can say sine theta is a half. Okay, for the angles of like one is 30 degrees. Okay, other is second quadrant sine positive only. Okay, sine 150 degrees. Okay, likewise you can say many values now. Again, you can say 360 plus 30, that is 390 plus 360 plus 150. Likewise, you can say many angles here. Okay. So they cross each other first time. Means one angle is 30 degrees. First time, other angle should be 150 degrees, not the 30 degrees. Okay. So here, first one completed 30 degrees, second one completed 150 degrees. That's why what will be the phase difference if they ask straight away delta phi or delta theta. This is actually theta 1, phase angle of first one. And this is the phase angle of second one. That I already got 50 and 130. So delta phi or delta theta, the phase difference is equals to 120 degrees. That is 2 pi by 3. Directly we can put this option. Okay. Look at here. He is not asking the time. That's why here this phase difference, we are not equating to that one. What phi omega 1, previously what we did, omega 2 minus omega 1 into t plus phi 2 minus phi 1. Okay. Here, by this formula, suppose even if you want to find out the time, Nana, in the equations, he has to give the phi angle. Okay, then only you can find out the time. Okay, so if they give the phi angle, then the displacement already given it as a by 2. So here omega t plus phi 1 is equals to 30 degrees we take. Okay, that 30, in that 30 degrees, this phi 1 we subtract, then t is equals to 30 minus phi 1 by omega. Straight away you can say the answer. Okay, my intention is don't try to stick on to the formula, Nana. Okay, in this case, suppose unluckily if they ask that time, then this phase difference, whatever we found, delta theta, which is 2 pi by 3, we try to equate to omega 2 minus omega 1 into t plus phi 2 minus phi 1. Their problem is, in this problem, omegas are given equal. Then look at here, this term straight away becomes 0. Okay, then you are agreeing that the initial phase differences between the two is 2 pi by 3. That is 120 degrees. Okay, so if you know this phase difference, with that you can't find out that time. That's what I'm telling. So if they ask that time in this equation, he has to give phi 1 is this much. Okay, like some 15 degrees or something. Okay, why? Because omega t plus phi 1 is 30 nano. Means phi 1 should be less than 30 degrees. Like 10 degrees or 20 degrees or 25 degrees at least he has to mention. Then we can find out what is that time. There, whatever we took the previous formula is not valid. Look at that. Okay. So this is one model related to how to find the phase difference. Okay, right. Likewise, in this case, what I am saying, after taking this simple pendulum to the position here, horizontal position, and releasing, of course, it comes to the bottommost point with a velocity of root 20. But actually what he asked, not the velocity. Here, when it comes to this position and struck here by a wall of length 3 meters, after striking, this part of length further can't move forward now. Can't move forward means this is the length that it can move forward. Okay, so only this part will try to oscillate forward here. Okay, he is asking for small oscillations. Okay, it may go, yes, sometimes if it is related to what the vertical circular motion, it may complete the vertical circle also. No? But we can't do anything. He said it is making small oscillations there. Okay, so even though here the amplitude is big, he is saying that that amplitude you consider as small. Okay, so better instead of saying the numericals, you take it as some L and this is 3 by 4 L. It will be easy to understand. Why? Because by seeing these big numericals, is it possible practically? We think. That's why better we take. Like, okay. And here, what he is saying, what is the time period of oscillation? If they ask, oscillation means what, Mana? Here, suppose it is not mentioned taken to that position. Why? Because he said the amplitude is small. Okay. And here while oscillating, suppose started from here with a small amplitude. Okay. Starting from here, after going to the other end, again when it comes back to this position, then it is called as one oscillation. Okay, if you look here, from this position to the mean position, full length is oscillating now. From here to there, only L by 4 part of length is oscillating. And here from there to, again coming back to the mean position, again L by 4 part is oscillating. Again from here to there, total length is oscillating. So simple, in the full oscillation here, half of the oscillation to and fro, half of the oscillation is made by full length, and again to and fro, half of the oscillation is made by here L by 4. So simple, he is asking what is the time period, means the time taken to complete half oscillation here and the time taken here to complete the remaining half oscillation. Okay, so the total time period will be T1 plus T2. Okay, how to find actually the time taken by half oscillations are? Half oscillation, the time taken is a half of the time period. Since the oscillation is half of its time period, means its time period we write 2 pi root of L by G in that half. Means T1 I am going to write 2 cancel pi root of L by G plus, again this is half oscillation. Half oscillation means T2 I have to write in the total time period of the L by 4th part. Again the time taken to go fro and to and fro for this oscillation. The time taken will be T2 by 2 nana. There for that time period we write 2 pi root of L is, the length oscillating is L by 4. So L by 4, L by G. Okay. So look at here, if I take that by 2. Okay, T2 by 2, 2 cancel, pi by 4 if I take it out, pi by 2 root of L by G. Okay, so here I write pi by 2 into root of L by G. What is the total time period he asked? Time period is equals to pi plus pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 by taking root of L by G common. So time period will be not 2 pi root of L by G, that is 3 pi by 2 into root of L by G. This is one model related to what the simple pendulum, if you observe two oscillations there. Okay. Okay. Suppose here instead of the amplitude, if they give the angular amplitude some alpha, okay, that angular amplitude means generally we write y is equals to what, some a amplitude into sine omega t if it is started from equation. Okay, and here that y, if I write in the form of the displacement. For small oscillations means arc length is nothing but displacement. Okay. So here for small oscillations, why I write like r theta using the sector principle is equals to, if I know the amplitude, that is r theta naught I write. Okay. Amplitude is also a displacement, but maximum displacement. So A is equal to again sector amplitude is arc length is equals to again radius into theta naught into sine omega t generally we write. Means converting the linear displacement into angular displacement, where r is nothing but the length of string. So both sides length to get cancelled. Then finally you will get theta is equals to theta naught into sine omega t. Okay, where theta naught is the maximum angle made from mean position to extreme position. Look at here, Nana. From mean position to extreme position, he gave that maximum angular amplitude as alpha. So theta naught is alpha into sine omega t. Okay, and here look at to and fro means 1/4 plus 1/4 half oscillation. Okay, the time taken will be exactly half of its time period. Okay, so that part is over. So time period already we are taking it as omega nana, angular frequency, angular velocity. So I write time period as 2 pi by omega into 2. That is pi by omega. One part is over nana. From here to there and there to here again. So remaining part we have to check to and fro. If I am able to find out what is the time taken for 2, then to and fro is 2 times to that time. T plus T. This is T2 nana, what I am going to find out. That T I am going to find out using this angular amplitude, angular displacement equation nana. Here look at from here to there, the angular displacement is given as beta. So theta is beta. So I will get beta by alpha sine inverse is equals to omega t. Omega t means only 2 nana. T that omega t. Therefore, time taken for 2 motion is 1 by omega into sine inverse beta by alpha. So I think you understood to and fro, since it is elastic position at this point. To and fro, T2 is equals to, I am going to write 2 times of this one. That is 2 by omega into sine inverse beta by alpha. Then for full oscillation, okay, full oscillation means from here to there and there to here. Total time is T1 here for to and fro plus T2 here for to and fro. Total time taken is equals to, means time period, some t dash equals to T1 plus T. Okay, that is just 1 by omega is common in both. Then here I can write pi plus this is 2 sine inverse beta by alpha. Okay, this is the time period if they give the angular amplitudes in that question. Okay, so this is one model nana related to angular amplitude. When you come to the damped oscillations nana, not only the restoring force when something is oscillating like this, oscillating, not only the restoring force, F restoring, but also the force here, some like a friction, means suppose this is a block placed on a rough surface and trying to oscillate, the friction, or suppose it is oscillating like a simple pendulum in air friction here, okay, means buoyancy force. Suppose one block is placed in a liquid and here the force of buoyancy, well, suppose push it down and release, buoyancy force additionally acts like nana. Suppose some extra force, okay, in addition to the restoring force, something suppose acts, Then the total restoring force I have to write. Generally, restoring force means what we write on m omega square x. M into A nana. Okay. M into A is minus omega square x in SHM. Okay. From there only we write F net is equals to m omega square x, and we write MM cancel. A is equals to minus omega square x. That is undamped oscillations. Okay. When you come to damped oscillations, we have to add these frictional forces, air friction or the friction due to the surface. Okay. Suppose that kind of opposing force given as a function of velocity, okay, means here plus some other opposing force minus, okay, that opposing force is given as directly proportional to the velocity of particle. Okay, it is varying like our viscous force now. Okay, viscous force in mechanical properties of fluids, we say F is equals to some B into D. Such type of force. Okay, that suppose I write here B into B like this. Then total net force here I am getting minus m omega square x plus minus B. Okay, F net generally we write it as MA. Therefore, we write it as MA plus BB plus m omega square x is equals to 0. Okay. If you write the equation like this, then the oscillations are damped. Suppose there is no viscous force, and if you write like MA is plus m omega square x is equals to 0, nothing but A plus omega square x is equals to 0, then this is in SHM. Okay, it is also in SHM, but damped SHM. Okay, this is an undamped SHM. Okay, this is the difference, Nana. Majority of problems we solve related to undamped oscillations, means undamped SHM, simple harmonic motion. But when you consider the viscous force like here, then the damped oscillations, the equation you will get like this. If you solve this one, second derivative equations, all these are. Acceleration, we write it as d square x by dt square, second derivative of displacement, plus omega square x is equals to 0. It's a solution already we wrote x is equals to like a sine omega t or a cos omega. It is the solution for this second order derivative equation in mathematics. Okay. Again, in the same way here you are getting m into a is d square x by dt square plus b velocity is dx by dt plus m omega square x is equals to 0. If I divide the total equation with m, I will get b by m, and here m cancel. I will get d square x by dt square plus this thing I will get second order differential equation. Okay. For such type of second order differential equation in which second order derivative and first order derivative both are there, the solutions we assume in mathematics with exponential. If there is no first order derivative in the second order derivative equation, okay, we assume the solution with the trigonometric functions. That is the difference, Nana, in mathematics. Second order derivative equations, all these are. Okay, so according to mathematics, what I write, since there is a first order derivative also there, I have to assume its a solution in the form of like what the exponential term. So I write y is equals to some y naught means initial amplitude. Okay, that amplitude only, Nana, here, right? And that amplitude changes exponentially since there is first derivative. Which one can be written as a e power something into t, okay, something into t, into, since first order and second order are there, sorry, x and second order terms are there, we have to write as a function of sine omega dash t plus or minus 1. Here we write. This is the solution number, what I said. Okay, So because of first order derivative, we are getting the amplitude as a function of exponential. Extra we got. Okay. Since it is not there, okay, this amplitude is a constant, straight away we got A sine omega. Okay. So additional, because of first order, what I got? Exponential term also there. Okay, that exponential term is going in the displacement. Displacement means amplitude here gradually decreases, Nana. That amplitude I am getting damping amplitude here. That one, after taking this one like some unknown, some lambda into t, substitute here by differentiating first time, by differentiating second time here in this equation, and if you solve, you will get the lambda value, Nana. Okay, now I can't derive everything here. You can do at home. If you substitute this y means in place of x. Okay, better I take it as x is equals to x naught. Okay, so here in place of x you substitute, differentiate this one with respect to time, substitute here. Again differentiate, 2 times you differentiate, second order you substitute here, solve this equation, you will get the lambda value now. Okay, that lambda value after solving, you will get that is equals to b by 2m. Okay, so if I substitute that lambda value here, finally I will get the displacement of damped oscillations is equals to x naught. X naught is a e power minus b by 2m in place of lambda into b into sine omega dash t plus or minus 1. Okay, this is your amplitude, damped amplitude x naught equals to a e power minus b by 2m into t. Okay, so related to that amplitude, they may ask a few questions, Nana. Okay, and that to look at this damping. Finally, when t tends to infinity, okay, if I write minus infinity, e power minus infinity is 0, Nana. X naught tends to 0. And when t is equals to 0, tends to 0, okay, x naught is a. Means here amplitude, it is clearly saying, means my derivation is correct. It is clearly saying that the amplitude is gradually decreases when you tends to infinity. Okay, amplitude, Nana. Okay, and then here that damped amplitude, of course, initially at t is equals to 0, it has a maximum amplitude a. From there it will damp like this. That's why if you see in textbooks this type of damped concept you can observe. Okay, they're related to questions, Nana. Majority of the part they will focus on this. Okay, after 1 second, this is the amplitude. After 3 seconds, it is the amplitude. Okay, means x naught, he is saying. Like after t is equal to 1 second, the amplitude is, means x naught is equals to a by 2. Okay, after t is equals to 3 seconds, like x naught is equals to, say, some other value, a by 6, like. Okay, not exactly a by 6, maybe a by 3, like this. Okay, then find out what is the time constant. Okay, here, Nana, from the first equation only, without the help of second equation, you will get something here from this equation. What? By putting t is equals to 1 and x naught equals to a by 2 here, directly you can say by putting a by 2 is equals to a e power minus b by 2m into t1. Straight away you can say e power b by 2m is equals to 2, none. It is power minus, so we are reciprocating after cancelling. So b by 2m is equals to log base e2. Directly we got the answer. But he is not asking b by 2m. What he asked, find out the time constant. Time constant, we don't know who is this time constant. If you observe it back, okay, then try to recollect, Nana. I think you know the damping of current in LR circuit and the damping of charge in CR circuits. Okay, in electricity part. In case of damping, means which what we say decay of charge, decay of current. There we will get the equations like Q naught into e power minus, if it is charged, T by CR, and this is I naught into e power minus R by L into T. Try to recollect. You can say the answer for my question. The reciprocal of time coefficient in the exponential term is called as time constant. The coefficient of time is 1 by CR. The reciprocal of 1 by CR is the time constant, represented with the tau or lambda. Okay. So here the reciprocal of time coefficient 1 by 1 R by L is tau or lambda, time constant. So in the same way here, the reciprocal of the time coefficient here means not b by 2m, reciprocal. Reciprocal means the time constant tau or lambda here, anything, you represent some letter. Tau is equals to, we are getting 2m by b. Okay, I'm not taking lambda term, why? Because already you may get some confusion. Already I consider some constant here, that constant I took unfortunately here lambda. That's why I'm writing this lambda is not time constant. Okay, tau is the time constant, which is the reciprocal of the coefficient. Okay, and here related to this concept, they may ask what the angular velocity also there, Nana. Okay, angular velocity or time period. Okay, that one keep in mind, Nana. Here, generally the time period for undamped oscillations, you can, or angular frequency, angular velocity. For undamped oscillations, generally we write it as what? Omega. Generally time defined as 2 pi by this omega we substitute. That is for undamped oscillations. Okay. But when you come to damped oscillations, Nana, that omega changes. That's why look at here in my derivation, I did not write it as omega. I wrote it as omega dash. Okay. That omega dash also in the derivation of substituting this value there, you will get, Nana. Okay. That omega dash, how much, sir? The angular velocity means angular frequency or angular velocity, omega, of undamped oscillation, sorry, damped oscillations. If you ask that omega dash is surely less than this omega, okay, and that value in the derivation, you will get here root of the original omega square minus this lambda, what I took here, lambda square. Okay, means suppose you are saying for some spring oscillations or simple pendulum oscillations. Generally for simple pendulum, what we write? Simple pendulum, omega is equals to root of G by L. Okay, means what I am saying here, the omega dash, if you consider the air resistance while oscillating, I write omega dash is equals to root of omega square means G by L minus lambda square means B square by 4m, m square. This one what I write. Suppose it is spring oscillations connected to one mass here. Okay, spring oscillations, time period is equal to 2 pi root of m by k and omega is root of k by m. So here we write omega dash in case of spring root of k by m, okay, minus lambda square means b square by 4. This is omega dash of spring and this is omega dash of simple pendulum. Sir, not both those two, sir. If they ask for, sir, like some rigid body oscillations, then you try to calculate the omega for undamped oscillations and substitute here that omega in this equation and try to calculate when it is damped. Okay, understood, Nana? Or any confusion here? Total energy of one undamped oscillation, where A is what? Amplitude. That amplitude, you know, in case of damped oscillations, it is the amplitude of damped oscillations. So if I ask the total energy, try to substitute, that's it, over. So total energy of damped oscillations, if I ask, of m omega square, omega means this omega, omega dash square into a square, that is a square into e power, by taking square of this one, 2 cancel, minus d by m into t. This is the total energy of damped oscillations. And in that, what will be the maximum value? This is the max. Okay. So very simple. Okay. That is what the total energy of damped oscillations. Okay. In the same way, if they ask velocity or something, what you do, Nana? Ayo, what is there, Nana? X you know. Okay, if they ask velocity, differentiate. Dx by dt is equals to, you will get the velocity. Okay. So this is briefly the concept of damped oscillations, Nana. Okay.